Sup everyone, Darkscream217 here, and I got another vlog idea that I'm going to use. This is from YouTube user Splooge321. He said, make a video where you have nothing pre-planned and just ramble. And I thought, that's a pretty good idea. I'll do that. So here I am, just rambling, have no really pre-planned topics. However, I am still going to do some editing on this video, so the flow of it will be a little better without any pauses or me trying to be idle. So all the idle stuff will be edited out. However, there will be a time limit on this vlog. I'm going to aim for the half-hour range, roughly. So this is going to be 30 minutes long. Let's just hope I have a lot of things to talk about. But, no scripts. No bulleted points, just whatever pops into my head, I'm going to talk about it. But like I said, there will be some editing, so the flow of this video will be a little better for you. And it will be like a non-stop, just random discussion. I guess the first thing that popped up to my head is what other videos I would do that people suggested. Anthony Legato had a suggestion. The rapidly shrinking circle of official English dubs, or why is Funimation the only company to dub anime, which is not true yet. Hopefully it won't be true in the future. I do want to talk about that, but I also want to talk about other things about the Western anime industry as well, and my concerns for it. It might be the title of the videos, my concerns for the anime industry. But almost everyone else's ideas, almost everyone else's ideas I really can't do because I haven't done a lot of, I just, there are some reasons why I can't do them. People ask my thoughts on stuff like Transformers Prime, the Nintendo Wii U console. I can't do those two because I've only seen like bits and pieces of Transformers Prime, which was okay. From what I'm seeing, it's okay so far. But it's not enough to, give out at least a general opinion on it. It's more like a, first impression. Another person asked, let's see, well, the Sonic X9, thoughts and opinions on the Nintendo Wii U console. Samuel Geek actually uploaded a video a couple months back, criticizing the Nintendo Wii U. And there's one point I will not disagree with him on. He said not many people were aware of the Nintendo Wii U being launched at November 18th. And I, from personal experience, cannot disagree with that statement because I was out in the mall one day and I saw an advertisement for the Nintendo Wii U console and it said, available November 18th. And I'm like, wow, that's pretty... Hold on a second. Pulls out cell phone, checks the date on the calendar. That's today! And nobody was talking about beforehand, or not around me, and I haven't seen much advertisement for it. I've seen less advertisement than I did for the Wii when it launched. But as for the console itself, I did play it once with a group of friends. We played Nintendo Land, and it was pretty fun. We had a blast. So that's something to go on. Railgun7041 says that suggests I could do a vlog/review on Madoka. And I may do a review on Madoka in the future if I ever get the series on DVD. That's kind of my rule. The anime I actually review are animes I have physical copies of. Most of the time, there were some exceptions to this rule. Like I did a review on the Samurai Showdown movie. That I rented on VHS. But I can tell you my thoughts on Madoka right now. Like a majority of most anime fans, I thought it was the best anime of 2011. I enjoyed it very much. It was a surprise hit, to say the least. I did not have much. I didn't think much about it because it was coming off as another magical girl show, but it managed to take a complete right turn Clyde, and it even did some really clever things with the advertisement. They make you think it's a cute show, but no, it's a little darker than that. So Madoka, I do recommend it for those who like to see something in part of a genre that takes a different step in the direction. Pete Amoroso suggests I should do a review on Yu Yu Hakusho. Again, don't have a physical copy of it. I could give you some thoughts about it. I liked it back then, but I don't know if I'm gonna like it today, considering my thoughts on most Shonen Jump anime. And some of those rules still apply to Yu Yu Hakusho in some ways. I did not like the fact that the show jumped from Adult Swim to Toonami because it was censored so insane it actually created some plot holes, like in the Genkai tournament arc, when they were having when people were having those matches that took place in the dark where they can't see anything. Yusuke managed to get a good shot of his opponent with his spirit gun, which at the time could only use once a day, I believe. But how was he able to make the hit? Well, in the unedited version, Genkai was actually smoking when the tournament was going on, and she actually got pissed off at what's his name? Yeah, Yusuke Urameshi. She got pissed off at Yusuke and even threw her cigarette at him. And the cigarette was actually there during the fight, where it was pretty well lit, and he actually stuck it into the guy's belt and managed to use that as a somewhat of a target reticle. I don't know what the explanation was in the Toonami version. It might have been just sheer dumb luck, but I was like, really? And yeah, because kids can't smoke on television, we gotta get rid of that. I'm telling you, man. I just didn't think Yu Yu Hakusho belonged on Toonami. I really didn't. And as a result, I lost interest before I could finish watching the Dark World Tournament arc. As for the Power Rider thing that Commander Zektan said, he said that that Saban was supposedly going back to Kamen Rider. If that's true, then we'll just have to wait and see until more news is given out. But so far, I don't know, because I actually thought, I think it was the company Addis, I thought their adaptation of Kamen Rider Ryuki Kamen Rider Dragonite was actually a lot better than Saban's Masked Rider. I don't know, like the series is kind of I don't think it did well, but I've been seeing some of the episodes, and I actually enjoy Dragon Ride a little more than Ryuki. I'd rather that company have have its hands on almost the entire Kamen Rider franchise instead of Saban. To be honest with you, I've been watching some episodes of Power Rangers Samurai / Super Samurai. I watch them and I go, yeah, Saban's not even trying. One more, and then we'll get off this, I swear. Axe325XXEXE. What suggestion would you give Sony and Microsoft for their next PlayStation or Xbox? Nothing, because I may not buy another next-gen console. I'm this close to converting to PC gaming. I used to love my Xbox, now I'm getting slowly irritated by it, as well as Microsoft's little business practices, as well as keeping some titles, not giving me some titles that are available in other regions, but not in the U.S. Like Arcana Heart 3, it's available for PlayStation 3 download on their PSN store, and the game, I believe, in Japan is available for both Xbox and PS3. So when I found out that the game was being announced, and yeah, I've heard about Arcana Heart back in 2008. And played it, and I thought it was a really fun game. Despite it being some kind of a Moe Blob game, I thought the whole Arcana switching gameplay mechanics. I love how you hover in the game too. It just does give you more of a feel that you are fighting in midair as comparison to most other games that allow you to do that. So I was stoked for Arcana Heart 3 until I found out that there's no plans for an Xbox release. So I don't know who to blame. The company that published it, the company that developed it, or fucking Microsoft. Either way, this is not a good argument for me to own an Xbox 360. But I'll still keep my damn 360. I've had it for this long. I'm not going to turn back now. But I might pick up a PS3 sometime in the near future. But as for me buying their next Xbox console 720 or whatever the hell they want to call themselves, forget it. I don't know. Unless of course they reveal something that I gotta play. But I don't know. I'm probably gonna avoid them. Speaking of more video games, I did get around to playing The Walking Dead last week, and it is a critically acclaimed video game. It's won many Game of the Year awards. It is a fantastic game with an excellent narrative, according to most people. And I agree. What, you think I was gonna be swerve and give out an opposite opinion? No. I did get around to picking up playing it. The guy at the GameStop said, "Oh, this isn't a shooter." It's like, I know, that's why I'm buying it. I know the next Walking Dead game that Activision's developed, it's supposed to be based more on the AMC series and less of the comic. It's supposed to be a shooter, but man, they're gonna have to try in order to compete with that game. In fact, a lot of game developers need to try. And the funny thing is, The Walking Dead didn't look like it tried all that hard, especially not in the gameplay area. Walking Dead, when you break it down, is a point-and-click adventure game slash, almost like a glorified visual novel at some points, much like Heavy Rain, and if you judge it by gameplay, it's like, yeah, go over there, point-click, conversations, say whatever line dialogue that prompts up, make choices. But you know what? I thought the gameplay was actually pretty entertaining. Especially during all the high intense moments where you have to quickly make a decision, or where you have to fight off a zombie every once in a while. But yeah, Walking Dead. If you guys really haven't played it, and if you're still skeptical about even though it's won many rewards, I don't think you should quit being skeptical. Yeah, it's not a shooter. Yeah, it's basically an adventure game. But you know what? I'm glad the adventure genre is making a comeback. I really am, because that genre is, well, I don't want to say it was completely dead, but it was it was in a coma, a very deep coma. There might have been some adventure games that came out. I believe Telltale makes most of their games on makes a bunch of adventure games, but they haven't been really making much of an impact until The Walking Dead came around. And who knows? Maybe some other people will give it a try, and it'll be awesome. Because the adventure genre, yeah, most of it is point and click and quick time events. That doesn't make it bad. It's just completely different. Sometimes you don't need intense action. Sometimes you might need a good narrative that's well paced, well written, emotionally engaging. Walking Dead was all that. However, since I played the game in 2013, I really never called it my personal game of the year, because, like I said, I played it, just a week ago, and it's still 2013. I still thought Persona 4 Golden was my personal favorite game of the year. Speaking of Persona 4, I am going to do a review of Persona 4 the animation this week, and that's all I'm going to say about it. Hopefully it'll be out this week, because I've seen the entire series. I just need to script it, record, edit, process, upload. Definitely takes less time than watching the show itself. Well, I do have a future video in mind. I want to do a podcast with Lance Kidda and the Fighting Gentleman, because we joked about the idea, and Fighting Gentleman wanted to do it for a while. We just never got around to doing it. We've been planning this for, we've been talking about it for a year, maybe 2 years, and that would be something cool. And I have some topics in mind we can discuss. The first one that I am thinking is the whole the Devil May Cry DMC reboot, alternate reality. The controversy surrounding it, as well as, reasons of why for and against the game. Um, Unless the fighting gentleman has a change of opinion, you'll probably see that as well as opposed to reasons against the game or just reasons for the game. It'll be an interesting point counterpoint vlog to do. I have seen some of the anime that came out winter 2013. I saw like 2 episodes of Senran Kagura. It's pretty entertaining so far. It's nothing fantastic, but I like it. And I saw like several episodes of the Idolmaster spin-off Puchimas, even though I haven't seen the Idolmaster anime at all. And that one is also entertaining, but that show, as well as several other anime that came out this year, it's 2.5 minutes an episode, or maybe 3 minutes. And according to Windsor, that's most of the shows that came out this year. I think they're all comedies, and that annoys me because that is less than half an episode of Robot Chicken. That's why. I don't know. I just prefer my anime to be, I don't want each episode to be an hour long or 45 minutes long. If it is, good. I just hope it's paced well. But I would have been okay if each episode was 10 minutes, but not even that. I'm just worried that might be the new standard for most, comedy anime now. So, yeah, and this is my channel. This is what I like to do. Discuss topics like these. Not very important topics, but they're fun to talk about, which is why I do them, because they're fun. I don't find enjoyment in discussing religion and politics. I don't. It's actually 2 things I would like to keep a secret from everyone else. And I've used to follow some people of the evolutionist versus creationist community, or whatever it likes to call itself, and I don't think I follow anyone on there anymore. K87 Jury doesn't count because he hasn't uploaded a video in years due to some of the things he has to do in life. But yeah, I just want to let you guys know, because I got some new subscribers from Big Al's latest the Memory Lane vlog, which I did with Big Al. I'm assuming that maybe some of them just stumbled onto me, but just in case you guys sub to me because you saw me guest star in Big Al's video and you thought, well, if this guy's like Al, then maybe I should sub to him to check him out. I am hardly anything like Al. I do vlogs, I do like to rant from time to time, but he and I are not alike. Just so you know. I am hoping that you find me entertaining for for whatever reasons you can. I hope this is a decent first impression after the video you probably saw me in. Like I said, this was just an idea one of my subscribers said. It's like, hey, they have nothing scripted, just keep talking. I'm like, fine, that actually sounds entertaining. I'll give it a try. But to be honest, next time I should really limit this to 15 minutes, because I am now starting to feel a little fatigued, because I am slowly running out of stuff to talk about, and I'm losing my mind. But I guess I need to reintroduce myself if you managed to watch this video this far. Yes, I'm Darkscream217, ranter, run-of-the-mill reviewer, tries to be optimistic, but is mostly cynical. However, if you do watch my reviews, most of them are generally positive. I try to see the good in things, because again, I just hate, I'm just really despised with most of the cynicism nowadays. It kind of is eating me, so I'm trying to fight against that. But that's me, in a nutshell. Hope you guys enjoy me from this point forward. If not, unsub. Sorry I wasted your time. But yeah, that's me. That's who I am. That's what I do. Alright, got a little over 10 minutes left, estimately. Better start thinking of something else to talk about. The next time I do something like this, and I might if people actually do welcome the idea, I'm limited down to 15 to 20 minutes next time, because I thought I would have a lot to say in a half hour's time. I do not. I am sorry. That was not planned ahead. I'm so very, very sorry. Alright. Alright, another idea. Feel free to comment if you think this is an interesting video. Who wants to hear me talk about what games I've been playing on my PlayStation Vita, including some downloaded stuff I got that were originally for PSP and PS1? I've been thinking about doing a discussion, talking about it, because the PSV is getting a lot of flack. I can see why. The memory cards is retarded. Everything about how they handled it was kind of dumb. But as a handheld, I found it to be thoroughly entertaining. I've been playing it a lot ever since I bought it, and I have a pretty hefty library of games that come with it too. And I'm currently playing one of the games. It's actually for the PSP, but it came out last week, and it's actually somewhat of an addendum to another game I already played before the game came out. Corpse Party: Book of Shadows. I will discuss a little bit about Corpse Party once I actually do the vlog. It's the PS Vita vlog itself. But yeah, as a handheld, I enjoy it. It's just that, again, memory cards are overpriced, and there's not enough. The file sizes aren't big enough, to be honest. You want to push for this digital age to where you want to erase the idea of anyone owning physical copies of a game, and you just want to sell it to them online. You might want to increase the gig size up a bit, and maybe fuck maybe, definitely drop the prices on them. If you're not letting them use SD cards, if you want to use your own unique individual PS Vita memory cards, because I'm not against them doing that, just against how they just executed that whole thing altogether. 60, a price of a normal console video game for 16 gigs. And it's still less than what the Xbox 360 started out with. Because you can't use a 4 gig memory card for the PlayStation Vita, not for long, if you plan to download some games, because most of them are over 3 gigs. I can tell you this much: Uncharted Golden Abyss is about that much, as well as the digital version of Persona 4 Golden, from what I've read. But yeah, you wanna push for digital. You can't just do that. Doesn't make any sense. That's why I buy most of my Vita games. If possible, I always buy the physical copies of them. The only two Vita games I have digitally are Gravity Rush and Uncharted Golden Abyss, because those two games actually came free if you sign up for PlayStation Plus. That was actually something Magus suggested, and it was a damn good suggestion because it came with a bunch of other free titles, and some of them are on that handheld. Regardless of that huge, possibly fatal flaw, I do love my handheld a lot. I originally bought it for Persona 4 Golden, but I managed to make use of it afterwards. So, got about a little over 7 minutes left. Okay, that was enough to kill time. What else can I talk about? Alright, we can go back to talking about manga. I did my manga discussion. I talked about how there's not enough, reviews of it in the community, and me being guilty of it, of course. But I do want to do some manga reviews. One guy, Splooge321, the guy who was, the reason why I'm making this rambling vlog, he says it feels it's much harder to treat manga than is anime. I don't think that's the case. Now, I'm not a professional critic, and I'm finger quoting here. I don't analyze too deeply. I just read the fucking thing like a consumer, because I consume. God, this would be a lot funnier if you could actually see me on camera doing the finger quotes. I'll stop now. But when I critique a manga, I talk about the plot, a little bit about the characters if I can, and the art style. I think the art style should be judged a little. Um, not much else to talk about actually when it comes to manga. You really can't judge voice acting because none of it exists. Maybe if you talk about translation, no. Well, I guess you can't talk about the dialogue. You really can. You just can't talk about the voice acting because there's no actors. But you can talk about the dialogue. Um, you know, there was Battle Club. I remember reading the first volume of that, and one thing that bugged me about the Battle Club manga was that everyone cursed like a prepubescent teen, and dropped f bombs all over the place. I'm like, ugh. So yeah, like reviewing manga isn't that difficult. I just think it's the time-consuming part. It probably takes more time to review a whole manga series. Now, if you want to review by the volume, that actually might be easier in this case. Usually, I don't like watching episodic reviews. If somebody were to review Madoka Magica Episode 3 review, I'm like, just wait till a whole series finishes up and just review it there. I don't know, or a review by the season, or by the story arc. But I don't know, by episode, maybe by DVD volume. But then again, who the hell will still do DVD volumes of like 4 episodes each outside of Media Blasters, of course? Also, reviewing manga by the chapter, again, I see some people do that, or I've heard some people do that, but I don't see the point. It takes a lot less time for me to sit down and read the chapter. It takes me less than like 5 minutes to read a chapter of a manga, unless the manga itself is like a clutter of dialogue all over the place. It takes me about like roughly 5 to 7 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes to read a chapter. I'm a pretty fast reader. But yeah, it will take less time for me just to read the chapter and formulate an opinion on my own than to watch a guy vlog about for that amount of time. Or more so. So I've been thinking, I do have a manga series in mind that I do want to pick up. A friend of mine is a fan of the Higurashi franchise. And he said he read the mangas. And he said those are actually a lot better. They're better than the anime. I'm like, well, I like the anime. I'll give the manga a shot. And I don't know if I'm going to review these arcs chronologically, but I do want to review story arcs of the Higurashi manga and try to turn that into a series itself. If you guys are willing, if you guys are up for that idea. Again, feedback does affect my channel some sort. If you think this is people tell, I know Railgun told me, just vlog about what you want to talk about. It's like, I do. Well, I'm just curious if anyone's actually interested in what I have to say. I'm not asking for a whole lot of views. I'm just asking for my subscribers' views, the people who have subbed to me and want to check out my channel. Because if you're subbed to me, if you think I'm just a waste of subspace on your front page, why are you checking me out, man? That kind of blows. Yeah. So I'm actually just doing it for subs, not to get new subs. Just for you guys. You stuck with me all this long for about 4 years or 3.5. Let's see, I started vlogging in September 2008. 4.5 years. Yeah, I've been on YouTube for about 4.5 years. Yeah, most of you guys stuck with me for that long. So yeah, your input sometimes does affect the way I handle my channel. Well, that's all I gotta say. Like I said, I have some future videos in mind. I definitely want to do a Persona 4 anime review, and I definitely want to talk about the PS Vita games I have and what I think about each and every single one of them. And I may want to review some Higurashi manga. So yeah, that's all I gotta say. Darkscream217 signing out. For guys who just subbed to my channel, hi, how are you? I hope I keep you entertained and or informed on the way. See ya!